So, I have talked before about some of the punishments that we experienced when I was a child. My hair was cut. That was punishment. My mouth was washed out with soap. The three of us who are the oldest, and that includes my brother who's going through some real challenging times right now. So, spankings, mom might grab a switch and hit us on the legs. Dad might use his belt. There's hands, restricted to room, restricted from different things. There are restrictions. So, I mean, it's a little bit hard to list it. We get sent away from the dinner table. Um, and that was, I think, pretty common. But what I want to talk about more right now is the pro the sort of silencing. And I'm not quite sure what we were being silenced about. I think we were just kind of energetic and normal energetic children. And there's a 13-year age difference between my youngest brother and I, and middle brother and I about 6 years. So, and the three of us really kind of got in trouble the most. And what did we get in trouble for? I mean, again, just being normal children. And so, at some point, I guess when sort of parental fatigue kind of really kicked in. And after all that, we were no longer normal. And and my brothers, there's some issues with substance abuse. I mean, I can't drink. I don't drink. I don't use drugs. I mean, this is all to say, I mean, as a child, I can say I was silenced. I was prevented from expressing myself plenty. And 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 soap in the mouth. Just think about that dish soap that you get, liquid dish soap. I mean, that was put in our mouths. And yeah, how do you get that out of your mouth? Well, I mean, you eventually get it out of your mouth. But I just want to talk about this because I don't know if I'm continuing to be viewed by someone that told me over the weekend that she watched a video and didn't like what I had to say. And I will say again, this does not have my name on it. It does not have her name on it. There is really not much identifying information. And there are millions of people on YouTube. And most people have parents unless they have passed. Many people have siblings, and many people experienced corporal punishment. Do I want to call it child abuse? I could call it corporal punishment. Verbal abuse, yes, there was. And if I am continuing to be viewed, I could say that is stalking. It is psychological abuse. So, name ain't out there. Details are pretty common. And yeah, these tactics for trying to subdue children. I mean, here I am in my mid to late 50s with an older adult that did things when I was a child. I mean, so, imagine being a female child and your hair is cut as punishment. I mean, it happened for a few years. I mean, I try to talk about how it was colorful, but it is no longer colorful when there are threats, when there is, I don't like that. And, well, I'm sorry if you don't. It seems that often people tell you what you want to hear. And, I mean, I know you don't like that. So when someone doesn't tell you what you want to hear, you go find someone else to tell you what you want to hear. And yeah, so it is, I really don't want to say it's good practice for living in an authoritarian regime and having some idea how bad it can be, because that should never go on in a family. but it does plenty. And maybe that's how authoritarian regimes happen. Maybe that is part of it. People living in fear, people being silenced, people being harmed, sometimes people being killed. And yeah, so. I mean, there are people that should not ever have children. I do think that. But I guess it's sort of like, well, I want to. And sure, a person can want to be loved, and maybe that seems like a good way to be loved. Well, yeah. So, when someone is doing that, that person has nothing to fear from me except my mouth and my unwillingness to silence myself too much. It gets to a point where no, that is not okay. And that person, when people are saying things she doesn't want to hear again, again, well, let me see if I can go find someone else to tell me what I want to hear. And maybe I can find someone else to frighten that person. I don't know about hurting that person, but frightening that person, well, yeah, I mean, that is not okay. That is not okay to do it to a child of any age. And cyber stalking, I am not including identifying information. So I am not putting something out there that is real personal. My name is such and that person is such and so. I am talking, and it is real important for a person to be able to do that. I am not putting identifying information out there, but if that person is watching me, unless that person is learning something and learning, yeah, my daughter is strong and I have put her through more than I realized. And yeah, I better, I don't know, I mean, I don't know what I better do. Keep on living my life and maybe eventually I'll drop the charade, try to be nice and think about what happened when I kicked their father out, even though it was years ago. I mean, it feels so bad. It feels so bad. My life has been taken a few times. It has been taken a few times, and this continues it. Because what else can I do? I mean, Ma, did she work at menial jobs? No, she stayed home and had babies, and then went to graduate school and has a career. Okay. Meanwhile, big sis babysitter. I mean, you don't know how lucky you have it. You have no idea. And yeah, well, I certainly don't envy that career. But I just want to make it real clear. It is not okay. It's not okay. Oppression is something to think about. And perhaps, I mean, I don't know if can a child teach a parent? I mean, children are teachers for sure. You know, uh, but I don't think there are too many people that think it's okay for a parent to, I want to see what she's saying. Is she saying anything about me? Well, not the name, not my name. And yeah, so I mean, sorry that you gave birth to me. I mean, I did not ask to be born, but I'm alive. And yeah, my life matters. And I prayed you through cancer, and that doesn't mean I kept you from dying, but I do care. I care about your physical health. I care about your emotional health. I can't fix the problems. And yeah, there are some. I mean, I'm sure that's true of plenty of people that, go into mental health care. So yeah, a few identifying details, not a whole lot, not a whole lot of detailed information. And yeah, so, I mean, I did think about becoming an art therapist, but what happened in the 90s, it really prevented some things. And yeah, I had a life for about 20 years and I got to do some things and some real hard work too. But yeah, I don't know what a person expects. when they don't really know how to love their children. Yeah, I had a baby. I had a baby, and I thought my baby would love me, but there are things I didn't know how to do as a parent. And yeah, I'm sure that's true for many parents. But yeah, I am too old for you to squirt soap in my mouth. And if you think you can punish me for speaking, then you need to think about that. And if you understand that it's distressing that you watch these videos, then you understand the harm you were doing. So, that's all. That's probably the last video I have for today. I'm not sure, but this is one of the only ways I can communicate with anyone. Yay, tech. Yay, tech. Good for some people, not so good for plenty of us. But anyhow, yeah, so some words. And I do pray that the cyber stalking has ended because that is not okay. It isn't okay. And I hope that you understand that.